So, but okay, so just real quickly, talk to me about how are you actually selling a story to the audience? Ultimately, if it's on DVD or whatever. One thing is the concept, but then the rest is the stars. Is that mainly it? Is there?
Well, to sell them, I think you're asking me how do you get people to actually pull your DVD off the shelf?
Yeah, it feels like, in the studio world, I know they put $30 million behind marketing, but it feels like in the indie world, it just kind of goes out there and then you're hoping. Is that?
Well, it's very important in the indie world to either have a movie that's won at a festival or have a movie that has actors in it that people care about. And people will go and follow those DVDs of actors that they care about. So if you have an indie movie with nobody in it and it hasn't really done anything on the festival circuit, it's going to be very hard to get people to actually see that movie. So the video companies are always looking for a face they can put on the box that people know. So they'll pull it off the shelf.
So you hit all the major festivals?
Well, it's very hard to, you never know what it's very easy to get discouraged, and we don't make movies, independent movies, for the festivals, because you never know what the festivals are looking for. So, and plus, a lot of the festival movies are not very commercial, so they're hard to sell. So, we don't make movies for festivals. So, for example, Sundance, out of the 3,000 submissions they get, maybe 2 or 3 every year get bought, and of those submissions, a lot of them are very good, but they're highly uncommercial. So it's great if you get into a festival and it does well, but it's not something that we count on. You just don't know what these people are looking for. And then, the other film festivals just aren't as important as Toronto and Sundance and then the ones in Europe. The other film festivals are great to get your film seen, but they don't really help you that much, or help the film that much.
So if you took us through your kind of overall business model, it's like you're looking at scripts, you choose projects you put together, you finance the movie most likely, and then take it out to hopefully theatrical and then not DVD. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, that's right.
Let's just see. Any questions? I know I just jumped out there, Jim.
I would have gone a slightly different route. I would have gone, if it doesn't make it theatrical, go for TV, rather than, and then go DVD. Am I wrong in my interpretation?
Well, there are very specific windows that are contractual windows, and the windows are, you have a window for a theatrical release, and then with a certain period of time after the theatrical release, it goes to the next window, which might be DVD or television or video on demand. So the order of the windows are theatrical, DVD, and video on demand, and then television. Yeah, that's the order.
How important is the foreign market for independent films?
Well, that's an excellent question. I mean, the foreign market drives the independent film business. And all of the independent films, all of our movies are sold all over the world. For example, You Kill Me is playing in Germany theatrically this week. Just opened last week. Now, it came out here a year ago. But the foreign market, which is the American film market here in Los Angeles, and the Cannes Film Festival, and the Berlin Film Festival, these film festivals all have markets where people come to buy the films, and they come from all over the world to buy the films, and typically 60% of an independent film's budget can come from overseas sales.
Cool. Was there a question over here?
Yeah, I wanted to ask the same question about foreign markets. Because in a market like India, you see the big studios doing a lot of marketing, but we rarely get to see the indie movies.
In India?
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak specifically for India, but a lot of the indie movies are sold in a lot of territories around the world. So typically a lot of them end up on television in those areas, not theatrical. So it's hard to say. I don't know exactly how it works in India. I know India has, India and France have a lot of their own films, so they don't show as many France has a very strict quota system, and India I know has a huge film community. So a lot of times in those types of territories, the other films don't get shown as much.
Now, do you go through pre-selling territories? Do you still do that?
Well, pre-selling territories is an important way to sell a movie. We typically pre-sell the territories when we have a trailer. So, for example, on You Kill Me, we sold it in a lot of places overseas when we had just finished shooting before the movie was completed, based on a product reel, which is an extended theatrical trailer. So yeah, so we pre-sell them.
So in that case, you're going like to AFM or something like that, or do you?
Well, we use sales agents,
Okay.
and those sales agents take the movies to AFM or these different markets and sell them.
Cool. What kind of budgets are you normally working on?
You know, our budgets are anywhere from $1 million to $14 million. They range all over the place.
Okay. Other questions? Yes.
Are there particular genres that your companies are interested in right now, or are you fairly eclectic?
Well, we've done a lot of different genres. We've done, we did a David Mamet movie last year called Edmund with Bill Macy, which was, you know, very hard-hitting, major art film. And then we've done The Grave Dancers, which is a straight-out commercial horror film that was one of the 8 films to die for that came out last year. And then in the middle, we've done dark comedies. So it's very hard. The horror genre right now is very difficult for the independent market because there are a lot of horror titles out there. So we're not doing as many horror titles. But you know, people are always you know, horror responds to action, thriller. But action is hard to do on an independent budget because it has to look good. So there are, you know, people are the hardest film to find is a good romantic comedy. That's the hardest one to find. It's a good one. There are a lot out there, but it's very hard to find a good romantic comedy. There are a lot of horror scripts out there. I find that most of the good indie scripts that come through are dark comedies for some reason. I think maybe they're easier to write, or I don't know what it is, but the better independent scripts that come out a lot are that we get are dark comedies.